and I just started recording now, so that's great. Is that the more that I felt like I was kind of on my coaches and really pressuring them, not really so much pressuring them, I would say, but just like really, really trying to motivate them like really hard. They would reach a goal, but then they would hold it for like a week and drop it, and they'd never get it back again. And so, they have to want it for themselves too. So there's like a fine line between you motivating them and then them intrinsically wanting it themselves. And if you can kind of get that balance and motivate them and help them reach their goals, and they are really the ones who are making it happen on their own, then those are the people that are going to emerge on your team as leaders, and they're going to be the ones that are going to stick with it. And they're going to be the ones where if they see that they're starting to drop off a little bit, or someone might be going inactive that they notice, they're going to be the ones that kind of bust their butt to make it happen so that they don't lose that. And they're going to be the ones that are constantly looking forward and looking ahead. So with the sacrifices along the way, I give back a lot to my team. I really do. I give my star bonuses to my diamond coaches. If they hit their rank, I divide it amongst them. I give, lots of prizes to them. And I'm just constantly trying to motivate them to just show my appreciation for them. So that way they're encouraged to, work hard and, see that we're in it as a team. And, sometimes I feel like for leaders, for us, it can get kind of hard too, because, life is going to throw curveballs at us along the way. And sometimes you might feel like stopping and slowing down and, giving up a little bit. And I feel like, each of us is in this for a different reason. And that reason is what pushes us and makes us to do our sacrifices and make these sacrifices every single day along the road with this business. And so I think it's really important that no matter what is happening in the business, outside, personal life, whatnot, that we just keep that vision of ours that we have, up front day in and day out, so that it can help drive us forward and help move our team forward. And like I said, it is hard work. We all know, because we're all leaders, it's hard work to find that balance between, your goals, your team's goals, the sacrifices that you make, and then the higher up that you move and the more you grow, the more sacrifices that come along with it. So some of the sacrifices that I've had to give up, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have had to give this up too, but I've given up, since day one, I've given up, TV. There's no more TV anymore. I only have, one date night a week with Nick, which is on, every Saturday night. That's our date night. That's an agreement that we've had. I've sacrificed, lots of things around the house. It looks like a bomb went off around here, literally 24/7. It's such a mess. And, the reason why is because I spend that time now focusing on the team. So those are the sacrifices that I've had to make now to be able to have my one-on-one calls with my team, to be able to work with them and provide them with the trainings that they need, and to discuss with them one-on-one about what their goals are and how I can help them reach their goals. At the beginning, when I first signed up as a coach myself, I was really concerned with obviously just selling the challenge packs, which is why I was hitting like SC 40 or 50 at the first few months. Now that I've been doing it for a while, that's not a goal of mine. It's not a priority of mine to get, the Success Club points so high up there anymore. Now I'm more focused on, building the team and recruiting active coaches every single month, at least 5 minimum every single month. And helping my team grow as a whole and helping them develop into strong leaders and move forward. So that's kind of how my focus has shifted over the past 11 months. My 1 year is actually coming up on June 25th. I can't even believe it. It's gone by so fast. But like I said, I try to give back, as much as possible to them. So I think that's really important, just to kind of make them feel special. And this kind of rolls right into, for the elite. And shooting for elite and becoming an elite coach this year. Some of the things that I do to try to get more engagement on my team page are I have like a Success Club leaderboard that I do. I definitely do it weekly. Towards the end of the month, I'll even put it up like every couple days. I'll give like lots of shout outs to people on my team page who have locked in Success Club, to kind of give them that recognition that they feel, because a lot of them do like that. So I'll give them that. I give incentives every single month. So I was before just giving incentives to anybody who hits Success Club by the end of the month. But now to try to get them to, not be so last minute, I do by the 15th of every single month. If you can lock in Success Club, I give a different prize every single month. So sometimes, it'll be the PD book. Sometimes it'll be gift cards. Maybe it might be like a small piece of jewelry or, like a journal, just something like that. Just different kinds of prizes every single month to kind of keep them motivated. Then I also put all of their pictures, whoever hits Success Club that month, I use all their photos and I make it my cover photo for our team page for the following month. And I highlight and feature the top recruiter of the team, and I kind of make their picture bigger and more like up front and center for everybody to see. And so I keep that up all month. And they like that because they like seeing their picture up there, and they like seeing, that they were able to make it on the board because they were able to help change lives that month. I just recently started doing kind of challenges with the team now, where I tell them a goal to shoot for. So I'll say, if we can help as a team, 100 different people this month, then I'll do something, whatever. And the team decides, which is why last month I had to sing that I Like Big Butt song and video myself. And and then my kids had to spray me down, with the hose and all that. So this month our goal is to help 150 people this month change their lives to become healthier. And my leaders on the team are in charge of, selecting something for me to do if we reach that goal. So that's fun for them because they like that, like participating in a game. I'm trying to see here. And then I just totally blanked out. Oh yeah, I'm going to be starting this actually this month, where I actually heard this idea from Alex Bunton on our leadership calls, but she was saying that some coaches do a Success Club rally group for the people who haven't hit Success Club the last couple of weeks of the month. They form a special private group for them, and then they add all of them to it, and then they give kind of motivation to them, and they're kind of all in competition with each other to try to help 3 people minimum by the end of the month. So I have that all set up. That's going to be going too for the rest of the people in my group. And then just, recruit as much as possible for, active coaches. Every single month you want to be trying to shoot, to have your coaches hitting Success Club. And then the following month, you always want to try to shoot to have at least, 1 or 2 more people than that of your personally sponsored coaches hitting Success Club, because that makes a big difference. And this is where I kind of struggled a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I think it was back in March. I think I was even telling Dana about this. I was about ready to crack because there's a fine line between motivating your coaches and then literally pushing them up a hill. And I just feel like I spent 1 whole month, honest to God, I felt like I was pushing a team of 30 up a hill, because I have 30 active coaches. All right. And I was like, all right, this is it. And I would push them all month, and nothing was happening. And I was getting so frustrated. And then I finally realized, you know what, if they want it, they're going to have to make it happen. You can motivate them and inspire them all you want, but they have to want that themselves too. There has to be a main reason and a big vision for them of why they want that to happen and why they want to reach their goals. And so what happened was the next month, I was like, forget it. I am not pushing these people. They can, whatever happens, happens. And I got to tell you, that month was a total flop. That month that I did not push my coaches, I had 4 personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club. Only 4. And I really wasn't too happy about that, because then I felt kind of am I slacking off a little bit? So then the following month, I did push them a little bit more. Like I said, that's the month that I came up with this, if we can help 100 people. And so I think it was a combination of kind of making a game into it, plus saying I was going to feature them all on the cover photo. I've been picking certain different leaders in my team page to kind of step up and take more of a leadership role and help run some of the trainings and do some of the calls, speak on my team calls. So I think it was a combination of all of that. But when I did that, the difference was last month I had 11 coaches, 11 personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club. So there is a big difference there between, motivating them and kind of almost forcing them. Let me just check the chat here, because I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Yeah, it totally helps. Yeah, sorry I recorded so late. All right, let me just check over my notes here real quick, guys. And so, I was looking over my elite guide and all my points and everything from the elite email. Another thing too that I noticed with my points was for the personally sponsored coach PV, my numbers for that tend to be a little bit lower than the maybe a number that you might have on yours. And the reason why is because I don't focus on getting any retail from customers. And the reason why I don't is because I want to be able to give people the best deal possible. I want to be able to save people money. So I sign up everybody I do as a discount coach. I do that because, like I said, I want to be able to save them the most amount of money as possible. And I also want to be able to grow my organization, and I want to make sure that I have buffer, which at this point I do have, quite a bit of buffer. It really wouldn't make a difference if I signed somebody up as a customer versus a coach. But my team, they all are looking to move up in rank, and I know what all their goals are. And they're not in a place right now to just be signing up customers, because if they do that, then they're not going to really have much of a buffer on, in their organization at all. People are constantly falling off. So, I tell all my coaches, we always sign up discount coaches, and we also do it in the hopes that, we'll be able to convert them into active coaches down the line, because, along the way, this past 11 months since I've been doing this, I have had a lot of my discount coaches now, like 7 months in, 8 months in, have finally stepped up and said that they actually want to do, become an active coach now, pay it forward. So that's why that number on my elite status isn't as high as maybe you might see yours might be, because I don't focus on customers really at all. As a matter of fact, when I sign up people now, I will give them a choice. I'll tell them that I can either put you in the system as a discount coach, so that way, the following month when your Shakeology ships out, it'll be 25% off, or I can put you in as a customer, and I'll give them the two different prices. And they always all choose to be put in that way. I don't know. I just feel better about it, saving them money, because I know I'd like to save money as much as I can. So I try to help them out that way. So that's for that number. But my whole point too, guys, is that, and you guys I'm sure probably know this, as soon as you start, putting your team first and really finding out like what their needs are and how you can help them, your goals and everything will just fall right into place, and elite will just kind of happen on its own. As long as you're out recruiting, I try to tell my team all the time, and I try to show them the importance of, this isn't just about selling challenge packs, to people. It is, you're going to be selling challenge packs to people, but the business is way beyond that. It's way bigger than that. And in order to do really well with this, you need to think of the big picture. And the big picture is, you want your own team. You want to build your own team. I don't want all my coaches still on my team page, 6, 8 months, a year from now. I want them off, on their own with their own team page and their big team starting to grow. And I want them doing team calls with their team and training their leaders and have it trickling down. So I try to show them that's what's really important with this business, is building your own team. And so if you're recruiting people every single month, like I said, I try to shoot for 5 to 8 active coaches, every single month, if you can make that a goal. And the only way that that's going to happen is if you're out there telling people about this opportunity. A lot of times people aren't going to come to you, as you know. So if you're out there talking, just like you would invite for your challenge groups, invite the same way and talk about the coaching opportunity, and really look at it like, Dana had mentioned a long time ago about literally, we're doing people a disservice if we don't bring this opportunity up to them. And if you think that and you get that in your mind when you talk to people, then you're going to start to attract more people like you into your business. And then it's just going to, it's going to just take off like a rocket ship. Let me just look over Nick is laughing at me over here in the background. Let me just check over my notes here real quick. It's like, how can I concentrate when I have this chuckle over here to my left? There's Nick. My crazy husband. Hold on, let me just glance this over. So anyways.
Kathy, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when you're talking to your coaches, because I know you're the diamond machine over there, literally popping diamonds every other day, do you push them like to diamond? Because obviously new coaches, when they first sign up, we talk to them about Emerald, but then they really don't have any idea about Diamond. So do you kind of push Diamond towards them, or do you kind of just let them like figure it out through your team page with all the other rank or diamonds you have coming?
Oh no, I tell them basically when someone signs up with me, as soon as I recruit them on, and they decide they want to become an active coach, like I get them right on the phone and I talk to them about, what their goals are that first month, which I do go over Emerald, and then hitting Success Club and how important that is and why it's important. And then I find out what their goals are. And then usually they can get to Emerald pretty quickly. And then after that, I talk a lot on my page about how you want to become a leader, and that the first real step to becoming a leader is when you become a diamond. That's the first step where your business can start to really grow and become big for you. And that's when you start to have, a couple of your own people below you now. You start to actually have like your own team. So I talk a lot about that on the page. And I talk with each coach, one-on-one about that and why it's important, and find out where they want to go. And a lot of them have really big goals, for themselves and for their families. And so I know that in order for them to even reach those goals, they have to get to that point at, minimum, in order to start growing and get in that direction. So I kind of almost make it seem like, like everyone can get to diamond. I mean, it's a big achievement. It's a big accomplishment, but with the goals that you're telling me, this is where you need to get right now in order to even start to move in the right direction of where you want to go, where you're telling me where you want to go. So yeah, I kind of don't like tiptoe around it. I think I've set like kind of high goals for the team, but like I said, I don't force people now anymore. Like I've had people on the team who have, reached diamond and have lost it a week later. And, it's been like a month now and they haven't regained it. So I'm not on their case anymore because, it's different for everybody. I mean, I know if I was in that spot, I probably wouldn't have let that happen, but things happen along the way and you can't control it all. But I don't want to be like nagging them either. You know what I mean? Like they know the importance of it. So I don't try to like jump down their throat with it anymore. I don't know if that answered your question.
It did.
Okay.
Kathy, I have a question about recruiting. So if you're getting 5 active coaches every month, are you putting them through some sort of like are you doing like interviews with them or like some sort of screening process to make sure that they're actually on board to be active, or what does that look like?
Yeah, like as soon as they say they want to become active, I just instantly say like, all right, when do you want to set up a time to talk to me on the phone? And we'll do like a Zoom chat. Like I just did one 2 nights ago. I did one with me and Nick and this girl and her husband. And then she signed up that night just because it's nice to be able to see the person too. And then I find out right then and there, like why they are deciding to become an active coach. Is it just to start to get healthier and get more motivation for it right off the bat? Or, are you looking for a big financial change? Like, what is it? So that way I can it'll kind of direct me and let me know, how I should, go about making my next steps, and what I should do next and how I should guide them. Because if they're not looking to actively really work the business, like right off the bat and try to recruit people on their own, then I'm not going to be sending them my scripts, and I'm not going to be telling them how, many times they should be in, like how many people they should be inviting every day and all that stuff. I'm going to be focusing more on, them being a product of the product and, them making sure that they're drinking their shakes and they're doing their workouts and being consistent with things like that. And just going over like basic things, like trying to get their costs covered. But yeah, I usually try to get them right on the phone. I don't try to do too much talking through like Facebook messaging, because that's where I connect with people, is all through Facebook. But as soon as I hear that they're interested, I try to get them on the phone, like, right away, just so that they can hear my voice and hear the excitement in it and go from there. Does anybody have anything else that they want to share about, sacrifices and just anything about that? Or like maybe things that you do with your team that have worked well, or if you're stuck?
I think one of the things I'm struggling with is like, obviously at this point in my business and like where I'm at, I'm willing to pretty much sacrifice not anything, but a lot. So, and I have, I feel like I have like no social life. I've sacrificed a lot of sleep. My boyfriend pretty much has to text me to talk to me a lot of the time. So it's one of those things where like I'm having trouble like communicating that to my coaches without freaking them out, because it's like they want to know what it takes to be successful. And I don't want to be like, well, you're going to basically have to give up everything for 2 years and then you come back. But it's like I'm trying to like tell them, go through their day, give up TV or watch less TV, wake up earlier, go to bed later, that type of stuff. But it's like, at what point in their business do you say, okay, reality check, like, or does it just kind of happen? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, see, yeah, I find too, like I tend to struggle a little bit in that area too, just because of the fact that I kind of tend to drill myself right into the ground with this business, and it's not really realistic for a lot of people. I tend to go really hard with it and put in a lot of time, and, lose a lot of sleep. And most people honestly don't want to work that hard for it, because it is a little crazy. But there are a couple people on my team that do have really big goals. And I think it boils down to really like finding out what their goals are, and if they tell me, look at, I've had a couple of coaches tell me that, listen, I don't want to go back to work in September. What do I need to do? And I'll lay it all out. Okay, well, you need to be getting this, and you need to have this many active coaches coming on, and you need to be hitting this many SC points every month, and I'll tell them how many hours they need to put in and what they need to be doing during that time. And then if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, I think that I really don't preach to my team a lot about like spending, 4 or 5 hours a day like I do on the business. I tend to focus more on just kind of like the daily behaviors that they should be doing in order to grow their business, and that it should be focused time, and that the minimum they should be doing is a 1 solid focused hour on the business and what they should be doing during that time, and that they should be spending the majority of their time talking to people and building relationships with people. That's what I tell them to spend their time on. And I tell them that even if you don't have any time one day, you can't just not work on it. If you have only like 5 to 10 minutes one day, spend that time trying to connect with people or following up with people who you reached out to back in December or January, and reach out to them that way. Because it is true, like a lot of people will get scared off. And the reality of it is 95% of people are, just, they're not into, like long term, that everything is instant gratification for them. And so I try not to get like too wrapped up with them not hitting their goals by a certain time. I feel like if or by a certain deadline or a certain point, I feel like if they really want it to happen, like I'm here to give them the tools that they need and the guidance that they need, and some inspiration, I hope, along the way. And if they really want it, they'll find a way to make it happen. But I will tell them, if at this point, if they haven't reached their goals by a certain point, like I'll just kind of like tell, everybody that if you're not reaching out and you're not connecting with people and your business is kind of, plateaued, then you need to connect with me, because something's not right. Like everyone should be moving forward in this business. And that, I try to make it clear to them that that's why it's so important for them to just hit Success Club, just, simply helping 3 to 5 new people every single month. And that I try to tell them that no matter where you are in this business, no matter what milestone you just hit or what goal you just reached, you need to keep looking above and beyond that and past that. Like, where do you want to go now next? Because a lot of times people will get to that goal and they'll be like, yes, I made it. And then they do nothing. And then your business can actually go backwards if you do that. So I try to just keep encouraging them to just, be realistic with their goals. I mean, there are people who do have crazy busy schedules. I mean, there are people on my team who they have full-time jobs. They're working on their master's degree, a couple nights a week. They have 3 kids at home. They have a house. They have all this stuff going on. And so I try to help them be realistic with their goals and, set a realistic time frame every day to work on it and what they should be doing, during that time to get there. I mean, it really does just boil down to time and consistency in this business. And if they can stick with that and stick with just being consistent and stick with trying to look in the big picture, the long run, like down the road, 1 year from now, 2 years from now, and they're constantly bringing on people to grow their team, then they're going to go above and beyond where they want to go. And I try to really tell them too that, this business is all about helping other people. And so we want to try to, as a team, help as many people as possible. Well, what that means is now it can't just be you going out and helping. You need to have your coaches finding other coaches and bringing them in and helping people. That's the only way you're going to help as many people as possible, is if you find other active coaches to join your team so that they can then go out and help other people get started on their health and fitness. So I don't know if that answered any of your questions. Checking the chat down here. Yeah, it really is focus time. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I do have to shut off that notifications thing, especially with this free clean eating group thing that we got going on. There's like 600 people in it, and it's going awesome. But my phone's constantly like ding, 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 ding. And I refuse to look at it during the day, but it's like every 2 seconds, like dinging. So it definitely you need to have focus time for sure when you're working on the business. And Lauren says, I find people have a hard time with creating relationships with people. Yeah, I mean, that is a struggle. And, one of the things that's important too, with what I do in the business is that, when I reach out to people and talk to them and connect with them, even if they say no, that they're not interested in doing any kind of challenge group or just flat out no, I stay in connection with those people all the time. I do. I keep a running record list of everybody that I talk to in my 5-subject notebook because I need to see it all. But I have it all written down, and I'll constantly still be talking to those people about anything, like not even Beachbody. I'll just talk to them just about life in general or something that they posted or just anything like that. And then like 5 or 6 months later, you guys know, people will come around when they're ready. Does anybody have anything else that they want to share about sacrificing or moving the team forward or Hi.
Hi. I got on late, so I'm not sure, what you've all talked about or whatever. But I just wanted to comment on what Lauren said was about people having a hard time like building relationships. And I've literally had to talk to people, like have conversations one-on-one where people are like, what do you mean by forming relationships? And I'm like, just talk to them. Like, don't have it be about Beachbody. Ask, you see a status that their dog died. Like, send them I'm sorry your dog died message. Like, it's so much, that's the difference between coming off salesy and coming off like somebody who's trying to help them or has their best interest in mind. And some of my, especially newer coaches, like just don't understand, like, yes, you want to, like, don't we want to push Beachbody products? And like, well, you don't really want to push anything, but yes, if you have the opportunity to bring up a Beachbody product, like take that opportunity, but you're not starting this conversation just to talk to them about Beachbody, because we all know what that feels like when someone's like, hey, I haven't talked to you in 5 years, want to buy this from me? And you're like, no, absolutely not. So that's just something that I've been trying to focus on with my coaches, about like anybody you talk to can be like somebody that in the future, it doesn't have to be like that conversation that you get something like in the future. I live in an apartment building downtown Milwaukee, so like people here are not very friendly. But like I say hello to every person that I walk past, like in the hallway, like in the elevator. Like I'm just always saying hello. I have Connor, so it always makes it like people are always nicer when you have a kid around. But like that way, if I like see one of my neighbors huffing and puffing outside, and I can like stop and talk to them about like, what they're doing or what's going on. It's not the first time I'm talking to them. Like I've said hi to them 50 times already this past year, and they're much more receptive to that. So I feel like when I got my LASIK done, I was sitting in this room for 2 hours with my eyes closed. And I made new friends with this guy and got his email because him and his wife wanted like, info on clean eating and meal prep. I got his email, and I was talking to Spencer about it. I was like, I made a contact with my eyes closed, like literally. So it was just, sitting there for 2 hours, and I was just like, I took advantage of the opportunity. So I feel like, if people are stressed about reaching out, just making it seem like all you're trying to do is be friendly. Hi. You're okay. All you're trying to do is be friendly, and that'll come back to you in the end. So that's just what I've been stressing. And that just goes right off of what you were saying, Kathy, about 6 months from now, you might be having a slow month. Stop, put your tongue in. You might be having a slow month, but the people that you talked to, a few months ago will be ready then. And that'll be great for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what I have to say.
That was great, man. It's true. I mean, I try to stress that all the time that, if you just keep the focus on helping as many people, like truly really wanting to help as many people, because so many people need help. We all know that. If you keep that at the center of it, then you're going to succeed and you're going to have success. If you look at it like it's a sales job, and you're just trying to just sell, then, I mean, that only gets you so far. And then I've seen it happen before, plenty of time with people on my team, they're not here anymore. They've actually quit. So it only gets you so far. You have to want to truly help other people and care about people. And it is hard for new people when they come on. They think that they have to just sell things. And yes, you are selling stuff, but you're trying to inspire others and help others to get healthier by sharing what using these products and these programs has done for you and how it's changed your life. So I try to stress that a lot too to my team, really spend a lot of time listening to what other people, want for their health and fitness, and then sharing, what it's done for you, because then they can connect with you on a more personal level. The free clean eating group, I just started running this, I think, was it last month was the first month we did a big one? Yeah, I run it with a team now, and actually the first few months I did it was a total flop, but then we made some adjustments, and now we do a huge one with everyone on my team. We have 600 people in it, and it's going really well, and it really is a really good way to just start forming relationships with new people. And I mean, I've gotten a couple active coaches that I'm going to be introducing to the team tomorrow from it. They've just stepped right up and they've started helping people, and they know that I'm a coach, so they reached out to me, and it's just great because it shows them that you really care about helping them, and that you're showing them your value, and they don't have to pay for anything. It's all free, for them. So they like that. So I know Dana does groups, not a free clean eating group, but shopping on a budget. I need help in that area. So
I think, Catherine, the first, you're saying with your group being so big, the first time I ran that group, I had over 400 people in it. It was absolutely insane. And I mean, I would honestly, if I went back and looked at the people that were in it, that weren't added by my coaches, that were just added by me, I would say that there was probably at least half of them are my customers now.
Yeah.
It opened that door because it builds that trust that you're knowledgeable about what you're talking about. Yeah. Even if they're not ready to commit to something else.
Exactly. It is. It's a great idea. Once we tweaked it and figured out how to do it the right way, it's going great, and everyone's engaged. So if you can do something like that with your other coaches or just the people on the team, that does make a huge difference. One of my coaches last month with the group that we ran, she locked in Success Club 10 in one day from the group, because we were moving on from the clean eating group now to forming a 21-day challenge group, and she signed up 5 people in one day. So many people hopped on, so she was psyched about that. Does anybody have anything else that they want to say? I'm just checking the chat here.
Hey, Kathy, I can just say it. How are you running the clean eating group? Is it recipes and weekly meal plans, or
I can share it all with you guys if you guys want to see it. But basically, yeah, what we do is I put up a grocery list for them, and then each day I post up the meal plan for the following day. So my group just started yesterday. So Sunday morning, the first meal plan went up with the meal plan and the recipes that that go with it. It's pretty self-explanatory for the actual meals that you're eating. It's not too complicated. I try to keep it kind of basic so that people weren't spending a fortune when they were going grocery shopping. And so I do that, and then we give a little bit of information about what clean eating is before we start. Examples of some clean eating foods and how it can be helpful for you, the benefits of them. We give a tip of the day every single day. Then we also have a post that we put up. Actually, Lauren, she did this. I got this idea from her, but she ran she helped in one of my 21-day challenge groups. She posted up this whole way to get people engaged in the group, because that's always been a struggle. I feel with some of the groups, you get either a lot of engagement sometimes, and sometimes it's just a flop and you get no engagement. But she came up with this awesome thing where she just posted up like a slide that she made that said like, this was for the 21-day group, sorry, started like number 1 all the way to 21. And she had like a different thing like each day that she was going to post up, like a selfie or show your snack or where do you work out. So each day she would put up a different slide that said like, you know, show us where you work out. And then if people would be taking pictures of where they work out and post it below. And so it was a way to get them engaged. So, and it worked awesome. So I asked her if I could use that idea then for the free clean eating group that we're doing. So I made something like that for the clean eating group, only it has like 7 different slides. And so I posted it all up, you know, here's the 7 days. This is what you're going to be trying to be engaged with. And then each day I put up, you know, the different slide. You know, one of them is like a selfie, like show us, you know, a picture, you know, of your food, something like that. And it just helps with the participation in the group. And that's pretty much it. And then when the group ends, we do ask about, you know, who wants to be joining the 21-day challenge that's going to be starting next. And then if there's a, you know, coach sneak peek coming up, I got to have mine done. Me and Annalisa, we have a deal. We got to have our own sneak peeks done by not next Monday, but the following Monday. So I got to wrap this up. But it's been dragging my feet way too long for this.
Otherwise, I'm getting $50 from
Yeah. So I really need to get on that. I mean, it's been long overdue, but I've been using Liz's and, you know, I love hers. So we would post in that group as well. If anyone thinks that they might be interested in learning about what we do as coaches to see if maybe it's a good fit for you, there's a free coach sneak peek starting Monday. Let us know. And we did have a lot of people that wanted to be added to that too. So it's kind of good because it hits like every different area when you run those free groups. And like Dana said, it builds that trust already, you know, with you, with all those people, because you're not asking them to pay for a thing. Like you're giving your advice and your best tips and motivation every single day, all for Zippo.
I have a question that I was waiting till today to ask all my leader friends. It has really nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it has to do with groups. I want to do like a Fixing for Freedom poop group, I think, like a 21-day fix group starting in July, something to do with freedom because it's 4th of July. And there's a charity in Milwaukee that does a lot for the Milwaukee homeless veterans that I like am very involved in. I want to do can I do, I guess is a better question. Can I do like a, for every pound is lost in this group, like I donate to this charity? Like this is more like a Beachbody like question. Is that like okay? Like it'd be like my money obviously, but is that okay to do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why that wouldn't be okay. I mean, it's your money. I mean, you can do whatever you want with your earnings, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Unless
I just don't want to like put it on there. Yeah, that's a good idea too, just like a number per person like involved in challenge group. I just, you know, I know in the summer it's slower and sometimes people are more willing to do something like this if they think it's going, or not think, if they know it's going to a good cause.
That's a great idea though. I don't see why you couldn't do that.
All right, cool. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else have anything they want to add? Anything that they think is helpful? No. All right. Well, it was nice to see all you guys' faces. Too bad I didn't start the recording at the very beginning. What a flop that was. All right. Well, guys, it was so good to see you all. And thanks for hopping on tonight and listening to me talk. I hope that you got some helpful tips out of it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.
I can't wait to see everyone in a month. 30 days, 29.
I know. I can't wait. I'm so excited for that. You have no idea. I cannot wait.
Yeah, me too.
Who else is on here? Is it the first time going besides me and Lauren? Oh, good. Oh, gosh, that's all our first time. That's awesome.
Yeah, if my husband decides to let me go.
No, he's not going to have a choice.
Oh, he'll decide.
He's about to just like buy the ticket and that's home. Like, I'm already registered to go, so I'm just going to be like, bye.
Yeah, like, bye. I'm going on a plane. See you later.
Jealous he's not going this year. He's real upset. But.
Oh, my gosh. It's going to be a great time. Well, I'll see all you guys there then. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.